Hey everybody, today I have another match for you with SK Gaming from the GO4Heroes Tournament that was played last Sunday, and it was a really good game where SK Gaming, after they defeated Team Dignitas, went up against We Are Not Prepared. We Are Not Prepared is a team, a Spanish team that I like to call the Illitants from time to time, because they are obviously not prepared and they are pretty damn good. The name might sound a little bit silly, but these guys are the real deal. They have been doing very well on the European scene throughout the last few weeks, and they definitely give everybody else a run for the money right now. They have great coordination, a very good synergy in the team, and you can really see that those guys know what they are doing. Today they are playing SK Gaming on Khaldor, and this match is definitely a tough one for SK to win. If they are able to pull it off in the end, that's something we're going to find out right now in the video on Heroes of the Storm.
Welcome to the game here at the GO4Heroes Tournament between We Are Not Prepared and SK Gaming. It's going to be a great match that we're seeing now, because at this point We Are Not Prepared is probably one of the best teams that we have in Europe. At least they're constantly ending up in the top ranks in every single tournament that we're playing, and the Spanish team is starting to the left side now in blue with Black Scorp on Zeratul, Killer Chino on Sergeant Hammer, Falcon playing Jaina, Polato playing Brightwing, and T Darka playing Murden here. To the right side, after defeating Team Dignitas, it is Bakery with Vala as for the red team, for SK Gaming, Araragi on Tyrael, Zamoni this time on Illidan, BZ on Zeratul, sorry, on Tassadar of course, and Linked on Uther. A very interesting game that we are gonna observe right now, and that's for several reasons. First of all, we had Arthurs being banned as well as Stitches, so the battle of the tanks immediately occurred in the pick and ban phase. And another pick that is of course still a bit uncommon is the Jaina pick up here. And the idea behind this pick in this particular combo is that you prepare the fight with Zeratul and a Void Prism, and then Jaina is just like trying to get all of her damage in, and not only do the damage against the targets in the Void Prism, but then also slow them down, and you try to just wipe the heroes affected by the Void Prism in itself. So a very interesting pick here, and of course together with the tank, that's also quite a bit of synergy that we have. We're looking at Cursed Hollow in this best of one once again, and for SK Gaming we have down to the bottom lane now also Illidan jumping in. And Illidan, that was definitely like one of the things that SK was thinking about the most. It was the last pick for them, and with the comp that they set up, having not only Tyrael with the additional shield for allies, but also Tassadar and Uther for burst heal, they already prepared their entire setup to have either Thrall or Illidan in here as the last pick, and then they took their sweet time to announce the last pick. The timer went down nearly to the last second, and the Falcon's Jaina pick influenced that decision of course a lot, and they decided to instead go for Illidan, not for Thrall as they did in the last game, and they have a bit of jumper comp now with the Judgment initiation thanks to Araragi's Tyrael, and then they can just like use the Illidan of course to jump in as well and put pressure on Jaina. And this is going to be their high priority target. Jaina has a very low hit point pool compared to the other heroes, so that's going to be the #1 priority to take her down and make sure that she's not getting most of her burst damage off. And of course another thing that's also going to be a bit worrisome to them is just that slow that we see from her. She's a very weak hero in hit points, so she can easily be bursted down, but if you let her do her thing, she can be quite strong. One of the roaming squads that you encounter sometimes in public games on ladder is Jaina Kerrigan, and that can be extremely nasty if they catch out a hero, because you are in a very, very tough time when you try to run away from those two. But right now in the game, as you can see, we are currently having down to the bot lane once again Zamoni dealing with Tidarka. The mid lane where we have Black Scorp on Zeratul, it's still surprising to me. Like this talent I talked about it in the past, I want to talk about it again. Getting the range increase on the level 1 for the cleave seems still to be like a very big waste for Zeratul. I talked to several teams about that. I announced that in the last match already that I'm going to do that. And you just don't need that. In one of those big fights, what you really want to do is like you just jump in and you usually focus on one target. You don't even want to be in a position where you utilize the cleave as like a team thing. So in this case, even if you want to just like wipe a wave and take them down, the minions, as fast as you can, you don't need to have that in that range increase. So in this case, it's a little bit weird to see that. Black Scorp gets the tribute down here at the bot. We never really had BZ moving down there on the Tassadar, but still we have a lot of Zeratuls taking that cleave range increase, but block on this or any other talent would probably be the better choice if you have a good positioning within those minion waves to just like make sure that you hit all of them even without the range increase. And in this case, you normally want to just like focus down one single hero with Singularity Spike, get close to him, get the cleave in, and then move away. It's more more of a mobile hero that jumps in, jumps out after dishing out damage, and that is what usually we have in terms of the role for Zeratul. But a lot of teams seem to be very confident with that ability, so it's still being used. I'm just wondering if we're going to see that in the future as well. So at this point, Link actually getting very low there, since Tidaka is jumping in with the Stormbolt build that we have for him. If you're looking at what we are seeing for Jaina, it's also interesting that Jaina is currently going for Winter's Reach on level 1 for the Frostbolt range increase, and then on level 2 going straight for the Pierce behind it. So Frostbolt seems to be one of the main things that Jaina is going to focus in here. We had different builds for different teams with Jaina in the past. Another thing that's currently being quite obvious is that we have Cleanse for Uther and for Brightwing. It's a great talent to have, especially if you have a hero on a player on it that is very fast with that. Also multi-shot build for Vala, and well, another tribute going straight to We Are Not Prepared. The Spanish team now with 2 tributes already. Illidan is starting to solo the camps on the map, and that's one of the strengths that this hero really has, that he can just solely focus on camps at the beginning of the match and put more pressure onto the lanes like this, especially when he feels that he's not really getting too much out of the aggression on the lanes and can't focus the hero down. The next tribute is going to be an important one though, and we have now level 8 versus level 8, not a lot of a difference in experience there, with Arsenal Bakery is starting to push this in quite well. Only one healing ward in the game, by the way, and that is for SK Gaming on Tassadar. We have that for them. Link going straight for it once more, and now that we have the level 7 talent for both of them, Illidan of course going straight for the first 8 here, the only hero to pick it for SK Gaming. On the side of We Are Not Prepared, we're having it also on the Siege Tank, who goes for the normal build that we have. Siege Tank build, very standard right now with an advanced artillery trait and Maelstrom shells on level 1 and level 4. And well, let's find out how exactly tribute number 3 is going to come into play, because I think any second it should spawn, and that's a bit of a problem for SK Gaming, since we have level 10 now on the board for their opponent. And there we go, Zamoni at the front, tribute is already spawning, and this is dangerous, because now we have Void Prism there. We have also Summoning Water Elemental for Jaina, Napalm being used by the Siege Tank, Sergeant Hammer, and they're trying to jump Black Scorp apparently here, but here's the Water Elemental already, and Zamoni goes down, gets hammered into the ground. You never want to fight a team fight when you are not level 10 and your opponent is. That heroic ability is just way too important, and now they probably have to let that tribute go, and that means that they are gonna be cursed. Rain of Vengeance is being used, Araragi thinks about jumping in, Frostbolt is being used by Falcon, and there we go again, the tribute is there. Nice Rain of Vengeance, a great Rain of Vengeance, but there you see already the Void Prism being used, and where are those skills from Jaina? She gets stunned out by Link, well done by him, and Vala annihilated as suddenly Black Scorp and Polato are jumping in, as well as Tidaka. The Illidans, now that the curse is on, are not afraid of anything here. They're jumping in right away, dropping Vala, taking the DPS out. Araragi is already on the way back, and they are starting to lose a lot of momentum here. Level 11 versus level 10 in favor of the Spanish team. They just breach the wall, take another hero down. It's 2 kills versus 0, and job well done, at least up to this point, by We Are Not Prepared. They're going for Boston. They're trying to go straight for that and take that out. And what are their opponents doing? SK Gaming is going to the top, and they're saying, okay, you take a boss, that's fine. We're going to get one as well. We're going to go for our top boss and going to capture this one. So it's at least going to be a trade. The healing ward in a good position here. Make sure that tanks can soak it up. Problem, of course, that the lanes at the top are now starting to push in the keep, and that bottom lane, with the curse still being active for another 2 seconds, is gonna fall, since it's already pushed in. That fort is absolutely exposed, and the boss is gonna take that. And top lane, we have a bit of damage at the fort here over here, but the boss is now going to push that in. A base race is something that is completely out of the question. The only thing that they can do is try to burst through the wall and let the boss then take the rest down, but they have to TP back to save their keep down at the bot lane. Yeah, they have no other choice right now. They need to make sure that this somehow is not being taken out, and with level 13, there's a talent advantage now for the opponent's team as well. They have that double rewind. Brightwing and Muradin have those additional spells now. We have Blink, the Wormhole on Black Scorp, and Jaina is going for Sprint here with a bit more mobility and the opportunity to get away. Zamoni all the way up at the front where he's supposed to be. Of course, we have him still with the shield on the Tassadar, and also with the protective shield that he can be granted from Uther. The boss is being taken out, and at the same time the top lane boss is pushing in the fort against the Illidan's. aka we are not prepared. That means that we are going to have 13 versus 13 in just a few seconds, and that should affect the next team fight. And it will probably occur when we have another tribute spawning. Hard camps taken on the map, the teams are starting to focus on the mercenaries down, one after another. And with We Are Not Prepared starting towards the right side with maybe just them moving in again. And yeah, SK Gaming just like... SK Gaming needs to, first of all, cap vision, like de-push the lanes, middle is pushing against them, top is pushing against them, and just fight at the tribute again. This is the time to fight, when you're on the same level as your opponent, and especially, of course, something like Frost Shot on Vala can help you to just lock someone like Muradin and also Zeratul down, slow them down here. We have currently Burning Rage being used by Tyrael and 6 stents on Illidan, as we see again Polymorph and Tacita and Sprint, of course, on Uther. And Sprint on Uther, we talked about it quite often. This is the one thing that you watch out for when you play Brightwing. When the Uther activates Sprint, you need to make sure that you hit that Polymorph. You need to get that Polymorph in. You want to make sure that he doesn't get that team stun. Araragi maybe a bit premature on the stun, and he's about to die. A great Void Prison that we've seen from Black Scorp with Zeratul here. Very well done. And now suddenly it's a 4 versus 5. Here comes the team stun finally. Tidaka is a bit low. Maybe they can focus him down. He's trying to escape there. Is Illidan able to jump in and take him on? Doesn't really look like it. Polata is just jumping in once again with a blink heal to heal the Muradin up. And Zamoni, oh my god, they get Kilachino. They put him into a corner and take him out. At the same time, oh, the kill against Illidan. And finally Bakery using his own heroic ability, but it's already a bit too late. He can't do anything anymore. It's a 1 versus 4. It's a 1 versus 5. Everybody taken out. And once again, we are not prepared. Just doing an amazing job in this battle here. A lot of damage. They keep Jaina alive. Muradin was able to move away, and then the blink heal of Brightwing healing him up once again. It looked for a second like SK Gaming could maybe get the upper hand there. But yeah, Araragi a bit too fast apparently on that initiation with a judgment. The follow-up was just not there because Zeratul's Void Prison trapped 3 heroes, and in this instant Tyrael was just very much alone. It's like one of those cases where you just like judgment in and suddenly you are all alone amongst 5 heroes, and he's like, boys, hi, where are you? Boys? And then he was trying to run back and get into the Void Prison himself. That didn't work out for him. Now it's 7 kills against 1 because of that, and we are seeing level 16 talents on the side of We Are Not Prepared with Numbing Blast on Jaina now, which roots chill targets down with Cone on Cold, so a lot of disable on her. We also have now Stone Skin being used on Sergeant Hammer, Critterize on Brightwing, and Passive Trade for Muradin, as we have still double Singularity Spike with the double bombs on Black Scorp. And without the 16 talents, very difficult to fight. SK Gaming has to play this passive, and they're thinking about jumping in against Kilachino. Here comes the initiation, and again the Void Prism against 3. Araragi can't get away. He's trapped and taken out. Tyrael once again eliminated. He's the single tank for the team, and he's just eating dirt the entire time. He's more in the ground than anything else. Every single time he judgments in, that Void Prism from Black Scorp hits 3 heroes, and he finds himself very much alone. And that, of course, is not a good start into a team fight with him dying. A 5 versus 4 again. 17 versus 50 now in talents, or at least in levels. Talents are not really affected by that too much. Another tribute already grabbed up by good old We Are Not Prepared. The Spanish team just doing very well here, and they are just rolling with this. We have BZ, Zamoni and the rest of them trying to maybe get those siege giants over here, but they are very much afraid, you can tell already. Now they have Araragi back, and they're starting to move down here and just like trying to catch that camp. The boss is being taken over to the bottom left from team We Are Not Prepared, and with that boss taken and the top just spawning, they can now move in and claim that as well. So they're gonna jump right into that, but they might meet SK here, and SK doesn't have the 16. Now they do though, and they might be able to fight triple blood for blood. Oh god, that poor Muradin. That poor Muradin is gonna be obliterated in those fights if they get close enough to him. Triple blood for blood is absolutely crazy. Muradin's HP are gonna drop in a second. If you get that in, I mean, just in case you don't know what the talent does, 15% of the target enemy's max health are being stolen immediately, so he's going to be on half health after only that. And here we go already. Muradin is at the front, and they're starting to fight, and here comes Aragi against Jaina. Everybody's jumping Jaina. Blackscorp is extremely low on the Zeratul, but Link had to move away for just a second. Illidan is nearly dead, and here comes the Raid of Vengeance, but it's too late. Illidan is already down. Aragi about to die as well. He gets a shield in the last second, but it doesn't really matter. It is a oh my god, 2 heroes down. Is the third gonna die? It looks like it. Blackscorp jumps in. No, can he jump out? No, he goes down, but it's a 1-4-4, and they're gonna take that trade. In moves Uther again, and Bakery, he's trying to get a kill, but what is he gonna do? He's all alone, there's nobody else. Killachino being attacked, and once again, nice. He can't kill him. It is again that quick blink kill that we have, but at least he made sure that they can't take the boss, and they must be really frustrated. They take the tribute instead, but if you are on a team We Are Not Prepared now, of course you might be a bit annoyed that Vala is alone able to push 4 heroes back, but the boss of course in itself already a problem for the team here. Bakery and Zamoni, they are back to business in the mid lane, and it's just SK Gaming having so much problems against this right now. Those team fights are not going well for them. They do not seem to have that burst damage to really take a target down. They have, of course, Vala, who's always good for multi-shot and the initiation, but maybe that Rain of Vengeance is coming into play a bit too late. If they can somehow get the initiation with the Judgment and then combo that with the ultimate of Vala with the Rain of Vengeance, they might be able to do a bit more than that, but so far they haven't been able to pull that off. Now might be an opportunity. We have all of those heroics still there. Blackscorp has another Void Prison. Yes, he does. He could use that to steal the boss. He doesn't just yet. Here comes Sidaka again with his heroic, and the initiation against them. Zamoni low, Aragi low, and there comes the team stun, but 2 of the heroes are down. Linked is just getting those stuns off, but it doesn't matter. Zeratul might die, but it's still a 4 versus 3. BZ is low. They're pushing him back already. They're hunting him down, and Tidaka could jump in. Here comes the Rain of Vengeance trying to cover the retreat, but Tidaka jumps with the Dwarf Toss and goes straight for another Stormbolt. Down goes, yeah, everything. Vala down, Tacita down, only Uther surviving, and where the hell is he going? He's trying to go away, but here comes the Napalm, and they're gonna catch him, maybe. The one thing you have to keep in mind that oftentimes it's not worth to chase down a single hero, and that is one of those cases, but they catch him. If they would have chased him down with more than 1 hero, that would have been not worth it, but with only 1 committed to it, it's absolutely okay. But you want to make sure that you take that boss. You can't lose too much time, because time is really of the essence. If you win a team fight, then you have the opportunity to take the objectives on the map, while your opponent is not able to counter that. And they're doing it. They're taking the boss. Again, it's level 20 for them versus level 17 for SK, and SK lost the bottom keep, they lost the mid keep already, all of that happening during those fights. And as we have now double blink on Zeratul, we have another Bolt of the Storm on Jaina. Napalm also being used with the advanced Lava Strike as the heroic. This is just a brutal match now for SK. Once again, We Are Not Prepared is showcasing that they're just absolutely damn good in this game, and they are completely crushing SK right now. They are hammering them into the ground. SK is being caught between a rock and a hard place. And once again, we have the Spaniards moving in right now with the boss together. They're going to try to not only finish off the last key, but they are going to try and finish the game right now. That golem, that boss is making its way in and just like destroying that keep. Once more, Zamoni at the front line. Can they lock them down? Killachino on the tank is pushing it in, and down goes the keep. That was the last one. All the lanes are pushing against SK Gaming. We Are Not Prepared is doing work, and they are playing this patient as well. They don't even have to attack right now. There's another tribute on the map. They can go for that. And I have 2 more levels up to the point where SK Gaming is finally going to have their heroic ability, but of course they would like to fight with the 20 versus 18, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. That's what they're trying to do. Zamoni, Aragi, Bakery are getting that kill that they need. They can't get past the Dwarf Muradin. He's just like always there. He's always there in their way and just hammering them down with those storm balls, locking them into place, and Blackscorp with that Void Prism isn't helping either. Tidaka, there he is once again with the storm bolts. Here they come, and Blackscorp just jumps out in last second, but Zamoni takes him apart, and suddenly can he jump Jaina as well? Falcon is blinking away. Zamoni is once again there. He wants to get into that battle. They killed one, Maybe SK with a chance to kill off Tidaka too. Nope, it doesn't look like it. And with that wave pushing down the bottom lane, they need to make sure that they are saving their core, because the shield is already gone and the core would have died there eventually. We are not prepared. Seem very prepared to me. We have them at the bot lane with another tribute taken thanks to Tidaka, who caught that on the move back. And of course they need to wait for Blackscorp there, who has a bit of a more difficult game now that SK is starting to find their stride a bit. It's level 19 versus 21, so still a significant advantage for the team. And with the Zeratul still down for another 70 seconds, it's all about the boss right now. It's all about the boss, and what Palato and his allies are trying to do is just stall some time, and oh boy does that napalm, that lava strike hit home. That hurts, and it hurts a lot, and I don't think they can take here. I do not think they can force that down. They cannot force it. Zeratul is back. He's going to be there soon. And yes, they need to move back now. They were looking for an opportunity to maybe capture something on the map without their opponents getting into position first. But yeah, we are not prepared, denied that. And they have Zeratul coming in. And as you can see, there's already the boss taken by them again. And with that boss 20 minutes in, pushing down the bot lane, that's of course a lot, like a very big threat to the core. Really big threat to the core now. And BZ and the rest of them, I mean, what are they going to do now? It's going to be a very tricky game for them at this point. There's too many mercenaries pushing in the top lane, the bottom lane, the mid lane. They're having like lanes pushed everywhere, and that's not only because those keeps are down, but because we are not prepared. It's just like taking every single mercenary camp on that map. They're taking every single one of them. Bit of vision denied there. Well, no, not finishing it off, but they want to finish it with a boss. Soon level 20 for SK, but it might never come to that. If they don't kill a few more creep waves just now, then they're not going to have that heroic ability or that extra talent. That's not there yet, and the stun is hitting nothing, but the boss is hitting, of course, that core and dropping that shield. Once again, the jump against Bakery, Singularity Spike is already hitting, Metamorphosis is being used, Araragi is low and Polymorph, he's about to die, he goes down, Blackscorp is also getting chased, but he blinks away once more and gets away in this instant as well. The Archon on BZ is being used, they go for their heroic abilities, the blink saves Illidan, but already the core down to 70%, Illidan gets away, heals himself up again. Bakery with a Rain of Vengeance, but it doesn't matter. We are not prepared. Advances in the GO4Heroes Tournament once again, taking down SK Gaming in their path. Congratulations to the Spanish team. Very well played here.